Welcome to our program, guys, where we talk one-on-one with CEOs from all over the world who lead mining companies. Now, today I'm with Chad Peters, CEO of Ridgeline Minerals. The company was founded in 2018 and employs a dual strategy in Nevada. They partner with major companies like South32 at their Salina project, where South32 can earn up to 80% interest through exploration funding, while Ridgeline maintains operations and non-dilutive financing provisions. The company is also advancing 100% owned projects. So, Chad, thank you for joining us today. I thought we could go right into this first question. What does it mean to be a hybrid explorer?
Yeah, I think that's a name that's become more a business model that's become a little more popular in the last few years, especially in the tough market. Really what we do is, like you said, it's a dual strategy. We have our own 100% owned projects that we are exploring. We're funding, we're drilling, we're trying to make 100% owned discovery on those projects, which of course, that's the best possible reward for shareholders you can give. But on the other end of that, we also have some really exciting district scale projects that we have partnered with major companies on. And what that allows for is significant non-dilutive spending by these partners to advance these projects. They're all grassroots and early stage, right? So it takes a lot of time and a lot of money to go out and make these discoveries. And that's fully funded by our partners. And then Ridgeline actually retains fully carried interests all the way to commercial production, anywhere from 20 to 25%, which is an incredible position to be in as a junior, right? A discovery gets made, we get to participate in a meaningful way without diluting our shareholders in the process. So it's a great kind of two-pronged business model. And with the market starting to heat up, we can lean a bit more into that 100% owned exploration and raise some more money and get a little bit more aggressive while still having these partnerships as a nice backstop for the stock.
Well, all of this exploration is happening in underexplored districts in Nevada for Ridgeline. So can you explain your thesis on why these areas might host significant discoveries, and also go over what equips your technical team to discover and evaluate these opportunities?
No, for sure. And, it's just like any mining camp, right? They can get pretty picked over at times. And what we've kind of employed is a new approach, or at least a different approach to how we assess projects in Nevada. So both myself and my VP Exploration, Mike Harp, have been a part of multiple gold discoveries in Nevada and elsewhere in Canada over the years. So we've seen a lot of different rocks. And what we identified in Nevada was some really key districts that had been they're right beside three of our projects are right beside 20 million ounce gold mines, and in the same host rocks along the same structures, but for any number of reasons had been overlooked in the past by the majors, right? Whether it was too deep, maybe it was the wrong, viewed as the wrong host rock or whatever. We've kind of come in with a fresh mindset, reestablished key land positions in these districts, did the early stage work, and then actually went back to groups like Nevada Gold Mines, which is a joint venture between Barrick and Newmont. We did 2 deals with them totaling $40 million US to then advance these assets forward. We did the exact same thing at Salina, which was actually a historic gold district. Historically, Newmont had drilled and explored it back in the 90s. We came in, gave it a fresh look. We actually reinterpreted the project as a carbonate replacement CRD deposit, which is a porphyry style deposit. And then we actually did a $20 million deal with South32 last year to advance that CRD asset. So regardless of commodity, I think our team does a really good job of identifying scale, identifying exploration potential, and then telling that story to our partners, who then come in and do that heavy lifting to take it the rest of the way.
Well, I'm curious to understand what your strategy has been like with partners like South32, mainly because they've approved a $3.5 million exploration budget for year 2 on Salina, which is about 6 times your spend on year 1. So what specific insights from year 1 work led to that, accelerated investment?
Sure. I think one of the things that really sets us apart as a junior is a lot of prospect generators just do very basic work, and then they try to, sell a project to a major. We actually explore every one of our projects as if it's going to be like we believe. We explore these projects because we believe we can make a discovery 100%. So in the case of Salina, that was our flagship for 4 years. We did over 10,000 meters of drilling. We made a significant silver lead zinc discovery near surface, and we were able to de-risk the deeper target, which is what really enticed South32 to come in. They came in last year, wanted to find the next kind of Taylor type CRD deposit, which is a $2 billion acquisition they made back in 2018. Same deposit style in Arizona. And we were able to do an MT survey with them last year, which was the $500,000 budget. And that showed a kilometer scale anomaly that highlights, okay, there is something here at depth, which it's under gravel in Nevada, which means you can't walk on it and say, hey, there's probably something beneath me, right? You have to use the geophysics to see through that cover. And that got them really, really excited. So I think the minimum spend in the first 3 years was $2 million US for the deal. And they're going to be spending $4 million US in the first 18 months. So, I can say I'm excited about the project, but I think their commitment to spending and drilling shows that they're also very excited.
Well, next, let's move on to talk about your earning projects with your other partner, Nevada Gold Mines. So what's actively being worked on with them at SET projects?
Yeah, so we just announced in March a $5 million US exploration budget for our Swift project. That's going to be about 5 to 6 deep holes. What we're chasing at Swift is, a classic Carlin type high grade underground deposit. And the districts and the deposits in this area, the Cortez district, they tend to host 5 to 10 plus million ounce gold deposits, world class. So we've done about $10 million of drilling, NGM has, or Nevada Gold Mines, in the past 2.5 years. They're going to be spending 5 this year. We hit up to 1.5 meters of 10 grams within 3 meters of 7 grams last year, which showed that, okay, this new discovery here can produce potentially economic grades. What we're really chasing this year is going after the same grade, but trying to find thicker intercepts, which could really start kind of really cracking it open. So that's our Swift project. Black Ridge is our other deal with them. And they're going to be spending probably about $1 million, $1.5 million drilling at least one deep hole. And this is directly on trend of the 10 million ounce Leeville mine and the 2 million ounce Fallon discovery, which is only 3 kilometers away. So pretty prospective ground. And this will be a maiden drill program. And I think they're going to drill that probably starting in around August, September. So between us drilling our own projects right now at Big Blue and Atlas, we'll then have a drill program starting in June at Salina, probably have the Swift program start in June, July, and then you'll see Black Ridge starting in August or September. So you're going to be seeing a drill rig turning all the way from March of this year all the way to about November, December, with results going all the way into next year. So very catalyst-rich year, and 90% of it's funded by our partners.
Well, you just mentioned Big Blue and Atlas, which are your 100% owned projects. Can you tell us a little bit more about these guys?
Yeah, Atlas is a porphyry copper project that we staked ourselves, past producing high-grade copper mine in the early 1900s that never really saw significant exploration in about a 100-year period. So the mine used to produce at a 6% average head grade, which if it were operating today would be one of the highest grade copper mines in the world. We're drilling directly underneath that mine, hoping to find continuations of the, call it the roots of the system that are feeding that mine at surface. That drill program is almost complete. Assays will be coming in May. We're then going to follow up with a drill program at our Atlas project, which is a Carlin type oxide gold target. Near surface mineralization, over 3 kilometer long gold trend with rock chips up to 8 grams per ton. We can't find any record of a drill hole anywhere that's historically been drilled. So it's a pretty, kind of call it a grassroots project, and we're really excited about the potential, especially with gold hitting. I think today it's around 34.40, so not a bad time to make a gold discovery, hopefully.
Yeah, and with both the U.S., Canada talking about bringing production back home, I'm wondering if that changes or shifts conversations with people internally, externally, with investors for you.
I think I'm definitely we're seeing a very strong. Seeing a lot of U.S. shareholders are starting to reach out, and they're really focusing on domestic production, right? And I'm certain that Canadian investors are feeling the same way, right? Looking at Canadian assets and saying, "Hey, I want to support Canadian mining." So yeah, I think it's just the start of what is going to become a really exciting bull market for commodities, and you're already starting to see those investors are already looking for early stage projects. It's a good sign.
Well, a lot of news flow to look out for with Ridgeline. I know this is hard to say because things are always uncertain, but any near-term developments that we should be looking out for specifically regarding everything we talked about?
Yeah, I just think, it's just a really drill heavy year, right? So we're seeing probably by June, I think we're going to have drills turning. By July for sure, we're going to have drills turning at 3 different Ridgeline projects. I mean, it's incredible. I'm really excited about it. This has kind of been about 5 years in the making, right? This hybrid exploration model. One of the downsides of it is it takes time, right? You're developing these assets, you're doing deals, kind of putting it all together. This has been kind of 5 years in the making for us, and now we're seeing 5 projects being drilled all in 1 year, and we hope we're going to deliver 1 or more discoveries. So if anyone's interested in, reach out to me directly. Love to walk them through the projects. And I just think, every month you're going to be seeing a drill catalyst from here on.
Well, thank you so much, Chad. I mean, it's our first time meeting, but hopefully we'll meet again to get some updates going for our viewers.
Hopefully I have really good news for you next time. So
thanks, Chad. So that's Chad Peters, CEO of Ridgeline. You can find the company under their ticker symbol RDG on the Venture Exchange, but we'll include all of the full tickers below. Thanks for watching.